Every great achievement in history started with a single step. Every journey, no matter how long, begins not with a giant leap, but with a small, deliberate move forward. Yet, so often, we become paralyzed by the enormity of our goals. We wait for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, or the perfect motivation, and while we wait, time slips by. But let me remind you of a simple truth. Small steps are better than no steps. Progress is not about speed. It's about direction. It's about consistency. It's about showing up again and again, even when you feel like you're not moving fast enough. It's easy to feel defeated when results are instant, but success doesn't come to those who do everything in a day. It comes to those who do something every day. A small workout is better than no workout, is better than no workout. A few pages read are better than none. One kind act, one task completed, one moment of effort, it all adds up. Think of a dripping tap. One drop seems insignificant, but over time it can fill a bucket. That's the power of small steps. Stop waiting for motivation. Stop waiting for the ideal circumstances. Start with what you have, where you are. Take that first step, however small. The beauty is each step builds momentum. And once momentum takes over, what once felt impossible starts to feel inevitable. Remember, dreams don't demand perfection. They demand persistence. You don't need to climb the mountain in a day. You just need to keep climbing. All significant accomplishments, whether it's building a career, mastering a skill, or transforming your life, start with a single action. Waiting for the perfect moment only delays progress. Like drops of water filling a glass, consistent small efforts accumulate. Even the tiniest move forward is still progress and can lead to long-term change if done regularly. Many people do nothing because they can't do everything. But waiting to do something perfectly often means never starting at all. Imperfect action is always better than perfect inaction. One day of intense effort is not as powerful as a series of consistent, small actions. Daily habits, even if minor, shape outcomes far more than occasional spurts of productivity. Taking a small step gives you proof that you're capable. That success, no matter how small, builds belief and encourages you to take the next step. Confidence grows with action. The hardest part of any journey is getting started. But once you begin, even with something small, you begin to build momentum, and what felt hard becomes easier with each step. A short workout, a few minutes of study, or one good choice in a day still moves you forward. Never underestimate the impact of micro actions. They create macro results. You don't need to see the whole path to begin. Often, people get stuck because they can't see the full plan. But all you really need is to see the next small step. Taking it will reveal the next one and the next until you've reached your goal. No matter how ambitious a goal may seem, whether it's becoming financially independent, getting fit, starting a business, or healing from a setback, it always starts with one single step. That first action, however small, carries incredible power. It's the initial push that breaks the inertia of inaction. Too often, people get stuck in the planning phase, overthinking the perfect strategy or waiting for the right time. But the truth is, the perfect time rarely comes, and waiting only leads to more doubt and hesitation. When you take that first step, you move out of your comfort zone and into motion. You might not have everything figured out, and that's okay. You're not meant to solve the entire puzzle right away. What matters is the willingness to begin. That small step may not look impressive on the outside, but internally, it marks a major shift. It tells your mind, I'm ready to move forward. It sets the tone, creates a spark, and plants the seed of possibility. And the most powerful way to build real, lasting confidence is by consistently taking small steps outside your comfort zone. Every time you complete a task, no matter how minor it seems, you prove to yourself that you are capable. That proof accumulates. Each small win sends a signal to your mind. I can do this. People often wait until they feel confident before they act, but that's backwards. Action creates confidence, not the other way around. When you accomplish something, whether it's waking up early, writing a paragraph, taking a short walk, or having a difficult conversation, you feel a sense of control and self-trust. These little moments add up. Over time, they reshape the way you view yourself. You begin to see yourself not as someone who hesitates or doubts, but as someone who follows through. Small steps eliminate the fear of failure because they aren't overwhelming. They feel manageable. They're doable. They're doable. And each time you complete one, you create a track record of success, however modest. On that track record becomes the foundation of your confidence. You no longer rely on external validation. You rely on your own history of effort. You've seen what you're capable of. You've proven it to yourself, one small step at a time. One of the hardest parts of any journey is simply getting started. When you're standing still, everything ahead can feel overwhelming. The goal looks too far, the work looks too much, and the doubts start to creep in. But the secret to overcoming that inertia is to just begin, even if the start is small. Because the moment you take that first action, you shift your state from stillness to motion. And once you're in motion, momentum begins to build. Momentum is powerful because it changes how we feel about effort. The first step may take courage and willpower, but the second one is always easier. As you keep moving, things that once felt difficult start to become more natural. Your mind adapts, your energy shifts, and your resistance fades. You no longer have to fight to get going each time. Movement becomes your default. Think of pushing a heavy object. At first, it's nearly impossible to budge, but once it starts rolling, the force of its own motion helps carry it forward. That's what happens with your habits, your routines, and your goals. A little progress fuels more progress. A small win today makes you more likely to show up tomorrow. With each step, your motivation catches up to your movement, not the other way around. You don't wait to feel ready. You get ready by moving. In a world that glorifies dramatic success and instant results, it's easy to overlook the value of small, quiet efforts. We're conditioned to think that only big, bold moves create change, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Every single effort, no matter how minor it appears in the moment, contributes to the larger picture. Whether it's taking 5 minutes to breathe deeply, jotting down a single idea, or choosing to eat one healthy meal, each of these small choices matters. The reason these efforts feel insignificant is because we don't always see their immediate effect. But change isn't always visible in real time. Just like seeds planted underground take time to break through the soil, our consistent actions often work beneath the surface before results become noticeable. What seems like a tiny decision today could be the very thing that builds resilience, strengthens a habit, or shifts your mindset. Small efforts are powerful because they are sustainable. They are less overwhelming, which makes them easier to repeat. Repetition builds routine. Routine builds character. And character determines where we go in life. When you commit to doing something, however minor, you train yourself to follow through. That self-discipline spills into other areas of your life. It builds a quiet strength, a steady sense of control, and an inner belief that you are always capable of doing something, and something is always better than nothing. One of the most common reasons people delay taking action is because they can't see every step ahead. They feel like they need the full blueprint, the perfect plan, or the final destination mapped out before they can begin. But the truth is, you don't need to know exactly where the road leads. You just need to take the next step in front of you. Think about walking through a dark forest with a flashlight. The light only shows you a few feet ahead, but as you walk, more of the path is revealed. That's how life works. When we wait to have all the answers, we stay frozen. But clarity often comes after we start moving, not before. Action breeds insight. Every step you take teaches you something new. It shows you what works, what doesn't, what to avoid, and what to pursue. You learn by doing, not just by thinking. The process itself becomes the guide. Each decision opens up the next one. Each experience sharpens your instincts, and each challenge strengthens your ability to navigate the journey. It's natural to want certainty, but success rarely comes from certainty. It comes from courage. Courage to move forward without guarantees, to trust the process, and to believe that as long as you're moving forward, the path will unfold. The journey is not about having it all figured out from the start. It's about starting with what you know and letting growth happen along the way. So wherever you are right now and whatever you're striving for, remember this. You don't need to take a giant leap today. You just need to take a step. It doesn't have to be impressive. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be something. Because action, no matter how small, is always greater than inaction. And when you commit to moving forward, even by inches, you're doing more than most ever will. Keep walking, keep showing up. One small step at a time, you'll go further than you ever imagined fully. Imagine.